Hey there, hello and welcome. It is Madeline here, coming to you from a new spot at my favorite walking spot. And today I'm talking to you about why self-sabotage is not your fault, okay? So in my last post, I talked about how we self-sabotage, and oftentimes we know what it is we're supposed to be doing in order to reach our goals, but we don't do it, okay? So, and then I realized, I need to share about the unconscious mind, right? We need to learn about the unconscious mind or the subconscious mind, okay? Often known as the subconscious mind, but I'm going to refer to it as the unconscious mind, okay? Or if I say that, you know what I mean. So if you're live with me, say hey so I can see who it is. So why is that, right? So we're talking about why or how self-sabotage is not your fault. And that's because although consciously we set our goals, we decide this is what I want, this is what I'm going to go after, but it's the unconscious mind or the subconscious mind that will determine whether or not we get it, okay? So if we've got emotional baggage and or limiting beliefs, lump all that together, that are preventing us from our goals, you're not likely, in the unconscious mind, you're not likely to reach your goals. Or you can reach it, but it's going to be painful because you're going to push through. We don't want to push through. Life is too short to be pushing through. And especially if you're my age or in our generation, right? Maybe we've got 2-3 good decades left. Although I've got more than that because I'm going to live to a long time. But we want to make sure that we make the most of that time, okay? So the unconscious mind. The unconscious mind runs the body, okay? Beats our heart, pumps our blood, blinks our eyes, we breathe, right? We don't have to think about doing any of that stuff, right? It just automatically happens for us. Forgive me, my Bluetooth is feeling a little shaky. Okay. Right, thank goodness, just does all that for us, okay? The unconscious mind, this is a little known fact, is also the domain of our memories, our emotions, and our beliefs. So although we process our emotions, we remember things consciously, they live in the unconscious mind. And if they're not good for us, or the unconscious mind doesn't think that if they're painful or too traumatic to come out into our consciousness for us to deal with them, the unconscious mind suppresses them, right? And this is what I mean by, the unconscious mind suppresses our negative emotions, represses negative emotions that are too painful to process, represses memories that are, too traumatic or too painful to remember or deal with, right? And this is, some of the ways that we create emotional baggage. And then those negative emotions and those memories turn into baggage. And baggage turn into beliefs, limiting beliefs around that prevent us from getting our dreams, if that makes sense. So, what does that, what does that look like? Maybe it's, you had your heart broken and it really hurt and it was traumatic, or maybe it was a terrible abusive relationship and then you finally got out of it, but, that was so painful, and the unconscious mind decides, you know what, it's not worth it to, put yourself out there and love again, or it's too dangerous to be vulnerable and open my heart to someone else. Or, in the job market, for example, maybe, an employer, a loved one, a headhunter, or an HR exec told you, you're not marketable anymore. You're pigeonholed in this category, or you're too old, nobody's going to hire you, and then you've got this belief that, I'm too old, or I'm too whatever to change careers or find another job, leave a job that serves you. And then there's the weight loss one, right? So the weight loss one, so it's the most common is, I've tried everything and nothing works, right? Everything? Nothing? But if you're, we know at a conscious level that that's not true, right? But if the unconscious mind believes it, right, and it does when you say something like that, it's going to prevent you from reaching your goals. Or again, you'll get there, or you may get there, or may make some progress, but it's going to be painful and it's going to hurt, if that makes sense. So what do you do about that, right? You make friends with the unconscious mind. You learn the language of the unconscious mind. You let go of the negative emotions that have accumulated emotional baggage and the limiting beliefs. You let them go so you can move forward confidently in the direction of your dreams, right? Or your goals or your goals. And this is exactly why I created my Primordial Power Weekend, June 27th and 28th. Mark your calendar, right? Because in one short weekend, one powerful weekend, you can change your life and we can let all that shit go, okay? If this is speaking to you, right, negative emotions, limiting belief, we're gonna let go of anger, sadness, fear, hurt, and guilt, and a limiting belief that you know is holding you back. And I'm gonna show you an amazing process on how to put goals in your future. It's going to be fantastic, and I really hope you'll join me. If this is sounding like, if it's calling you, I invite you to say yes in the comments or message me, and I will reach out to you with the details, okay? Or let me know what questions you have. So, my lovely, I hope this serves you. I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. And in the next video, right, so I'm going to do a series this week about 5 signs that you've got emotional baggage. Might be 6. But it's going to be about 5. So look for those, okay? And until then, I will see you in the gap. Namaste. Be blessed. Mwah.